Closing. One of probably the best parts about selling anything is when you ask for that person's commitment to really make that decision. Now, selling, especially when it comes into selling jewelry on a cruise ship, well, here are two very important things you really want to remember when it comes into the close. First of all, always give them an option to take something. Don't give them an option to take nothing. So what does this mean? For example, when I'm asking for the commitment, it's going to go along these lines. Would you like to start within just the set, or would you like to take home just the bracelet today? Then shut up and you wait for their decision. Now the set or the bracelet, the item that you're going to be giving the option for them to take if they want to take just one piece, is the piece that intrigued them into that set in the first place, or the piece that you know they love the most. That way they're going to make a decision most likely to take at least something, or optimally the entire set with them. And of course, after you ask for that decision, be quiet. You wait for them to talk. This might be awkward, it might take time, might even be a minute of silence, but give them that time to be able to think, process, and make that decision. Don't just jump in and start telling them all benefits and how beautiful it looks again. Wait for them to decide. Now, another thing to really ask when it comes into making that decision is, should you put it on the room or, sorry, are you going to put it on your room or your credit card? Now again, you be quiet after asking that question. Now this is something that's in their favor as well, because some people might actually want to put it on their credit card because it is going to be a surprise and they don't want the person they're traveling with to see it if they do place it onto their room. But once again, you be quiet after you ask that question. Now another thing to remember is the mindset around closing. Those are a couple basic techniques that you can use, but the mindset should go along these lines, that you're giving the correct recommendation. That when you're providing your service and what you do, the recommendation you're giving is the right recommendation for that individual. Also, what you provided to your guest is worth more than what they are spending. You are giving them something that is of great value. What you're giving them is not something that is less expensive compared to the money they're investing into that item. Now, another thing to help with your mindset around that is that your time, your conversation, your consultation with that person when they came into the store is worth money as well. Like the opportunity for them to talk with you, and now some of you are watching this video are probably going to say, oh, that seems a little narcissistic. Well, no, that is wrong. You are in a profession that is offering a high level of service, and offering that high level of service, it should be to the degree where your service, your consultation, your conversation with that individual is actually worth an amount of money. Now, if you come across that way with your conversation with that person as well, you're going to come across so much more confident when you're asking for their commitment to make a decision. So don't just think about techniques, think about your thinking when it comes into closing a sale. If you're going to come across desperate compared to if you're coming across like, well, the time I spent with them, it is valuable, so it makes sense that they take something with them to remind them of this conversation with me, this consultation with me as well, and the value I've provided to them in that. Now, hopefully this video helps. Make sure now to watch the next video. This way you can sell more jewelry whilst you're working on a cruise ship.